For every female MCU character fans love, there's one they can't stand. Starting with the Wasp, in Ant-Man 2015, Hope had sharp dialogue, a strong presence, and real tension with her father, Hank Pym.
When did this happen?
Nothing's happening.
She felt like a layered character. But when she finally became the Wasp, something strange happened. Her personality disappeared. Instead of stepping into the spotlight, she was pushed to the sideline.
This is an advanced prototype that your mother and I worked on together. She never got to use it.
But it wasn't just the movies. Evangeline Lilly, the actress herself, fueled backlash. During the pandemic, she made headlines for publicly criticizing lockdowns and vaccines, which instantly soured her reputation among Marvel fans. Suddenly, it wasn't just her character that people disliked, it was the actress too, and that bled into the reception of the Wasp. By the time Marvel released Quantumania, the Wasp had become one of the most forgettable leads in the entire MCU. Fans felt like she added nothing to the story. Her character arc went nowhere, and even Marvel seemed unsure what to do with her. Combine that with Evangeline Lilly's off-screen controversies, and the Wasp went from future MCU star to one of the franchise's most hated female characters. The Wasp's downfall showed us how a character can be sidelined into irrelevance, leaving fans frustrated and disappointed. But on the other end of the spectrum, there's a character who didn't just survive the chaos of the MCU, she became its heartbeat. A character fans begged to see more of, even when she was technically the villain. And that's Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. When Wanda first appeared in Avengers Age of Ultron, she was more of a side character than anything else. But from the second Elizabeth Olsen stepped on screen, fans connected with her. She wasn't perfect, she was broken, damaged, and vulnerable. But she was also powerful, brave, and emotional in a way that felt real.
We wait for 2 days for Tony Stark to kill us.
We'll tear them apart.
Through Civil War and Infinity War, Wanda grew into one of the MCU's most compelling heroes. Her romance with Vision gave her depth, and her grief in WandaVision turned her into one of the most layered characters in Marvel history. But here's the wild part. Even when she went dark in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, fans didn't abandon her. They rooted for her. They understood her pain. And that's rare. A character so loved that even at her lowest, she still had the audience on her side. Scarlet Witch might be the most beloved female hero Marvel has ever built, but not every character got that same treatment. In fact, if Wanda shows how to win over fans, Captain Marvel shows the exact opposite. Captain Marvel was supposed to be Marvel's next big leader. Kevin Feige himself hyped her up as the most powerful Avenger, the one who would take the mantle after Tony Stark. On paper, that sounds like a guaranteed win. But here's the thing, audiences didn't buy it.
Was casting Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, and that set a bar that was very, very high. And every time we bring somebody, whether it's a co-starring role, certainly if it's a starring role, we need to match that bar, if it's even possible. And with Carol Danvers, with our first title female superhero in Captain Marvel, we could do no less than that. And the fact that
From her first appearance, Carol Danvers felt more like a product of studio planning than an organic character fans could grow with. The 2019 solo film made $1 billion, but most people left the theater feeling like they didn't really know her. Compare that to Iron Man's first movie or even Black Panther. Those films made you care about the character, Captain Marvel didn't. And then there was Endgame. Marvel set her up as this game-changing powerhouse, but she was barely in the film. Instead of a satisfying arc, she showed up twice, punched through a spaceship, and disappeared. It felt forced, and fans noticed.
Hi, I'm Peter Parker.
Hey, Peter Parker. You got something for me?
Add to that Brie Larson's off-screen interviews, which sparked huge debates online.
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him.
Some saw her as confident and outspoken. Others thought she came across as dismissive or arrogant. Fair or not, it added fuel to the backlash.
10 years, we keep kind of picking up where we left off, and we've, lifelong friends, hopefully.
Yeah.
Especially.
No, not with me though.
No, we're not gonna.
Well, I mean, I'd say
Hang
it's
out
just
anymore.
started, and also
You're not gonna
probably.
return them.
If Carol Danvers felt like a hero Marvel was forcing on audiences, Yelena Belova is the exact opposite. She wasn't pushed as the face of the franchise, yet she won fans over instantly. From her very first scenes in Black Widow, audiences locked onto her mix of sarcasm, vulnerability, and lethal skill. She wasn't just Natasha's replacement, she became her own standout character. What made Yelena click is how human she felt. She could break your heart with the pain of her Red Room past, then crack you up seconds later with jokes about Natasha's superhero landing. That balance made her feel authentic.
What do you want?
Relax, Kate Bishop. I just want to talk, okay? Are you really not hungry? That fight was so long.
And when she showed up in Hawkeye, her chemistry with Kate Bishop stole the spotlight. Their banter felt so natural that fans immediately started asking Marvel for a Yelena Kate spin-off.
I made macaroni if you want some.
I'm sorry, what?
But here's where it gets bigger. Yelena isn't just a fan favorite side character anymore. She's one of the leaders for the Thunderbolts. She's front and center, leading a team of anti-heroes and misfits. Marvel clearly recognizes the pull she has with audiences, and instead of forcing it, they're building around it. The truth is, Yelena is what Marvel hoped Captain Marvel would be. A fresh, relatable character fans are actually excited to follow into the future. Yelena proved that Marvel can still create a character fans genuinely want to follow, but on the flip side, She-Hulk showed what happens when a new hero doesn't land the way the studio hoped. Tatiana Maslany herself gave it her all, but the writing and tone split audiences right down the middle. Some fans enjoyed the quirky humor and her interactions with characters like Daredevil. Others thought the constant winks to the camera made it impossible to take the story seriously. Instead of a sharp legal drama with superhero flair, it often felt like Marvel was parodying its own brand. And then there was the CGI. Even before the show premiered, the internet roasted She-Hulk's visual effects. The awkward, rubbery look became a meme before anyone even watched the first episode, setting the series up for failure.
So I'm clearly nailing it at all of these things. When am I ever going to use this as a lawyer?
But what really sealed the divide was the finale. Instead of delivering a powerful showdown, She-Hulk literally walked off the set, rewrote her own ending, and shrugged off the entire plot. For some, it was bold and meta. For others, it was Marvel admitting the story didn't matter in the first place.
Is this working for you? Hey, what do you think you're doing? This menu is not gonna stop me. I'm just gonna break this inhibitor real quick.
If She-Hulk left fans frustrated with the wasted potential, Sue Storm is shaped up to be the complete opposite. She's not just another female hero, and she's one of Marvel's most iconic leaders. Unlike some MCU heroes who are written as sidekicks to bigger names, Sue often drives the Fantastic Four story forward. She keeps the team grounded, whether it's managing Reed Richards' obsession with science, guiding Johnny Storm's reckless energy, or serving as the heart of Marvel's first family. Fans see her as the glue that holds the team together.
What? You are gonna be the best mom. Oh my God.
And you are gonna be the best dad. Just kidding.
And with Vanessa Kirby bringing her to life in Fantastic Four First Steps, there was a genuine excitement. Kirby has proven she can play layered, commanding characters, and Marvel clearly wants Sue to shine as both a powerhouse and a leader. More than just turning invisible or creating force fields, Sue represents resilience, wisdom, and the ability to lead not just a family, but a team of heroes.
I wanted to introduce you to someone. This is our son, Franklin. There's been a lot of talk about him.
In a franchise desperate for strong, authentic female characters, Sue Storm might be the perfect answer. She's poised to become both a motherly figure in the MCU and a central leader in its biggest upcoming stories. But then you look at Gaia from Secret Invasion, and it feels like Marvel tried to give her everything and ended up giving her nothing. On paper, Gaia had an intriguing setup. She was Talos' daughter, caught in the middle of a Skrull war, a perfect chance to explore identity, loyalty, and legacy. But the execution, completely wasted. Instead of giving her depth, Marvel turned her into a plot device.
Welcome to New Skrullos.
The breaking point came in the finale. Gaia absorbed the DNA of nearly every Avenger, becoming the so-called Super Skrull. Overnight, she went from background character to one of the most overpowered beings in the MCU. Hulk's strength, Captain Marvel's energy blasts, Thor's powers, she had them all. And yet, after the backlash hit, Marvel quietly sidelined her. It felt like they gave her god-tier powers with no plan for what to actually do next. Fans were left frustrated, not because Gaia was strong, but because she was hollow. Her power-up came without the emotional build-up or storytelling that made characters like Wanda or Natasha compelling. She became a symbol of Marvel's Phase 5 problem, giving characters spectacle without substance. So, instead of living up to Emilia Clarke's star power, Gaia became one of the most criticized female characters in the MCU. If Gaia showed how a character can be weighed down by bad writing and wasted potential, Natasha Romanoff is the complete opposite. She didn't even start with her own solo movie, yet she still became one of the most beloved figures in the entire MCU. Black Widow didn't need flashy powers or a billion-dollar solo debut to become a cornerstone of the MCU. From the moment Natasha Romanoff stepped onto the screen in Iron Man 2, Scarlett Johansson brought a mix of elegance, danger, and quiet humanity that fans instantly connected with. She wasn't invincible, she wasn't perfect, but she was real. Natasha's strength came from her resilience. Unlike gods, super soldiers, or geniuses in flying suits, she was just human, relying on skill, strategy, and sheer determination. And that made her victories mean more. Whether she was taking down enemies twice her size or standing toe-to-toe with the Avengers, Natasha always carried herself like someone who had earned her place among them. Her journey also gave fans something rare in the MCU: genuine sacrifice. In Avengers Endgame, Natasha's death on Vormir wasn't just another plot point. It was the culmination of years of guilt, redemption, and love for the family she found in the Avengers. Fans still debate if she deserved more screen time or a better send-off, but what's undeniable is how much her loss hurt. That emotional punch proved how beloved she had become. Even her long-delayed solo film showed the impact she had. Black Widow gave us Yelena, Red Guardian, and Melina, characters who continue her legacy. Natasha may be gone, but her influence is everywhere. Natasha Romanoff showed Marvel at its best, a fully realized arc that ended in sacrifice and legacy. But then there's Taskmaster, a character who had everything going for her on paper and ended up as one of the MCU's biggest wasted opportunities. In the comics, Taskmaster is a terrifying mercenary with the ability to mimic any fighting style. Imagine the potential: a villain who could mirror Captain America's shield work, Hawkeye's archery, or Black Panther's agility. Fans were hyped to finally see that kind of character in live action, but Black Widow flipped the script in the worst way. Instead of being a fully fleshed out villain, Taskmaster was reduced to a silent enforcer with no real personality. The big reveal, that she was Dreykov's daughter under mind control, could have been powerful, but it felt like an afterthought. Instead of shocking audiences, it left them disappointed that such an iconic character had been hollowed out, and things didn't get better later. By the time Thunderbolts rolled around, Marvel had the chance to redeem Taskmaster, to give her a real arc. Instead, she was written off and killed before ever reaching her full potential. A villain turned anti-hero who could have been a staple of the MCU's darker corner was wasted in record time. When Shuri was first introduced in Black Panther, she was mostly seen as the witty younger sister, the tech genius cracking jokes while building gadgets for T'Challa. She had charm, but few people imagined she'd one day carry the entire mantle of Black Panther. Then tragedy struck. With the passing of Chadwick Boseman, the weight of an entire legacy fell on Letitia Wright's shoulders. In Wakanda Forever, Shuri's journey wasn't just about putting on a suit. It was about grief, anger, and finding strength in the middle of loss. Fans connected with her because her pain felt real. Instead of instantly stepping up as a flawless leader, she struggled. She doubted herself, she wrestled with vengeance, and that made her rise as the new Black Panther hit even harder. Her eventual acceptance of the role wasn't just a win for Wakanda, it was a win for audiences who wanted to see a character truly earn the mantle. Shuri became a symbol of resilience, someone who took tragedy and turned it into a reason to fight for her people. And looking ahead, she's not just the brains of Wakanda anymore. She's the queen, the protector, and the embodiment of what it means to grow through pain. For many fans, Shuri's evolution is proof that the MCU can still deliver powerful, emotional storytelling when it's done right.